Daddy.
My sweetheart. All right. You guys should let your aunt rest first before bombarding her with plenty talk. Wow, Bola, your kids are always vibrant. What's the secret, my dear? The secret is our family health plan from Avon HMO.
Avon HMO?
Yes, so since my husband bought the Avon HMO plan for our family, the burden of paying hospital bills and self-medication is completely removed from us. With their quick response and excellent service, we enjoy correct peace of mind.
Sister. Well done, Mother of the year.
I hear you.
Visit AvonHealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
Smooth health on the drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness.
Get health information and tips for optimal well-being.
How to prevent it, detect or treat it.
This is Smooth Health on the Drive.
Smooth Health on the Drive, in association with Avon HMO.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness.
Get health information and tips for optimal well-being.
How to prevent it, detect or treat it.
This is Smooth Health on the Drive.
Smooth Health on the Drive, in association with Avon HMO.
And welcome to Smooth Health in association with Avon HMO, practical tips for healthy living here on the Smooth Drive. Welcome, Dr. Dami, to the studio.
Welcome, Dr. Dami. How you doing for a Thursday?
Oh,
you look different. What's the hair?
Yes, the hair.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, even the gay people didn't recognize me. They almost locked me out.
Really?
Look, it's me.
You're so cute. And you all out there, if you want to join in on the conversation, you can send us messages 0809-444-0981 and find Avon HMO on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Avon HMO. So what are we discussing?
Something that we all probably have right now.
I feel like
this very moment.
Why
chronic
so tired?
Fatigue syndrome.
Is this a thing everybody has or everybody could have?
No, you don't want to have it. Trust me. You want to have like minor. I mean, you want to be. People are fatigued every day, but you don't want to be diagnosed as having chronic fatigue syndrome. Like it's debilitating.
Well, let's start by telling exactly what it is.
So what is it?
Fatigue syndrome.
It's a disease. Well, they call everything disease, so I'm just going to call it a syndrome. It's a syndrome because things we call syndromes are things we don't really know the cause per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is new to me.
So it's a constellation of symptoms, basically. So a disease characterized by profound fatigue, profound being the key, sleep abnormalities, pain, and other symptoms that are made worse by exertion.
So doing small little tasks.
Even when they do small little tasks, some people need 2 days to recover from cleaning their kitchen.
What?
That bad, yeah.
So if it's a syndrome...
Yes.
Okay, now I'll just let you finish before I ask the question.
Okay. So it occurs more commonly in women. Women. Like this hormones.
All those hormones.
Oh my God. Anything can go wrong. That's why I tell people don't play with your body. It just, let it be. The cause of this condition is unknown, but may include environmental or genetic factors.
Okay.
The main symptom is fatigue for over 6 months. The fatigue often worsens with activity but doesn't improve with rest. There is no cure or approved treatment for this condition. However, some symptoms can be treated or managed to provide relief.
So what do you call that thing that women have after childbirth? Because they often also complain of tiredness.
That one is normal. You carry the human being in your stomach for 9 months. I mean, there are different things women can have, so let's not mix them up. If it's just regular tiredness after giving birth, you might want to look into anemia. Maybe there was too much blood loss during the delivery process, so she might need to replenish her blood supplies. That's why some women get blood transfusions after they have babies.
Wow,
So that could be one cause. Then I think maybe what you were referring to is postpartum depression. So that's like the woman is totally uninterested in the child.
Yeah.
Blames the child for everything. Her life sucks, her body sucks. Her body is paining her, whatever. Just does happy, you know, she might have even been happy during the pregnancy, but once the baby comes out, it's like all the hormones just start resetting, and something goes wrong. It's not a choice. They don't have a choice in the mother. It's a real sickness.
It's really common too.
Very, very common. And I always tell women that's why it's important to take your prenatals. If you do have anemia, it's important to take your iron. And, you know, take things that can prevent you from losing too much nutritional value. Because the babies will take what they need, you know. They don't care. They don't care about you. I always joke. I say parasites, they suck everything.
Girl, I that's what I said one time. I got text messages.
Oh my God, I know. Please, I'm sorry. They are not parasites, I promise you. What we mean is that it's good that they behave like that. Because I'd rather harm myself than harm my baby. That's the truth. Baby is defenseless. Yeah, so I'm glad that the baby will take what the baby needs and leave me without reserves. That's okay. But why we say parasites? Because parasites do the same thing. But no, babies are not parasites, please.
They're miracles.
They're beautiful people.
What brings it on? What could bring it on?
Chronic fatigue.
Yes, chronic fatigue.
So like we said, we don't really know what causes it, but there are many associations. Okay. So there's something called mononucleosis.
Hey, no. That sounds like something in biology class.
Yeah. Right. So it's something
looking for a definition? No, yes. I don't got nothing.
Well, it's something that kids and adults can get, mostly kids. Mono.
Kissing
where,
disease.
Yes, exactly. The salivary glands get really big, that disease. Oh, sorry. Yeah, mumps. And they say that there is a virus. It's called EBV. That is associated. So what happened was in a lot of chronic fatigue syndrome patients, they would see that they have high titers, meaning high levels of these viruses in their blood.
Okay.
So they begin to form an association with the EBV and this chronic fatigue syndrome. But it's still not a cause and effect issue, because even after that, we've realized that there are many other viruses that can also be blamed for the chronic fatigue syndrome. So what it is, I think, is really just the immune system and the hormonal system have gone haywire. They are not acting in the fashion that they should be acting. So, I mean, the debate is really still on onto how, you know, what happens.
So what other symptoms or implications could this have? I mean, I can imagine that first off, physically and at work, people who have this syndrome would be very, very lethargic.
Yes.
You know, would you liken that to depression?
Any association?
Yes, and it's so weird you said that, because there are three constellations of diseases which doctors tie together. It's depression, chronic fatigue, and something called fibromyalgia, which we're also going to talk about today.
That's all over body pain.
Right. So a lot of doctors, I think doctors are changing now, but if someone goes to the clinic and complains about fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, they always diagnose you as depressed. And then they just give you antidepressants, and that's what they think the cure is. So a lot of times, because we don't know the cause, it's very hard, or it was very hard back then, to believe the patient. They're like, I can't find anything wrong with you. I've done every test possible. I cannot find what's wrong with you, so you're lying.
Wow.
So you're depressed. So I'm going to give you antidepressants. So sometimes the antidepressants work a little bit, because every drug has other effects.
Okay.
Even antibiotics sometimes can reduce fever. Antibiotics, even though they kill bacteria, can reduce some sort of inflammation in your body, right? So every drug has not just one effect. So with the antidepressants, yes, they were making them feel good, but they were also doing other things. So they were getting results, basically. So I think that fed more doctors into believing that it was more of a depression state. But I think that we're really out of that now. I think people actually do believe in the syndrome now. The syndrome called chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia. So
there are a certain group of people that growing up we always used to call them lazy. You know, or maybe our mothers would say that, your lazy uncle. And they were often very, very lethargic. Could this have been what the problem was? I mean, with people are termed mostly lazy people.
I don't know. Honestly, it's very difficult because exactly, you know, I mean, there can be different reasons why people don't have energy. They could honestly just be lazy. Like I said earlier on, they could have anemia. You know, they could have other types of diseases, even kidney disease. They could have heart disease that would cause them to be lethargic all the time. You know, but like I said, with chronic fatigue syndrome, it's almost a lifelong latent disease or latent syndrome in their body. So I wonder those people, are they still termed lazy today?
Because that's what I'm saying, because it's a lifelong thing. And don't mind him, he's just lazy. That's perhaps what the person's probably going through such, chronic fatigue.
Right, but are they sleeping all day long? Is it affecting the quality of their lives? Are they going to walk?
Lazy.
Right. So I see what you're saying. Yeah. Exactly. So definitely, I'm sure some of those groups of people do have this chronic fatigue. Some of them may have depression, because with depression too, you sleep all the time. You just don't want to face the world. So yeah, I'm sure some of them might just be an excuse. We want to do the work.
People in this state, do they have is there any help that could come their way by way of dietary assistance or the nutrition that they get?
Aspect of it, right? I mean, the nutrition part, I think the first thing they need to look into is diet. For a lot of diseases that we don't know what the cause is, we look into the diet. So once we can sort of change their diet to fit what their symptoms are. So, it's a constellation of symptoms. So you can kind of treat the different symptoms in order to get an effect. So the first thing you do is something called a rotation diet or hypoallergenic diet, or some people do a food allergy panel. It just kind of shows you what you're allergic to. So a rotation diet is basically eating a food and not eating it for a little bit of time, to see if, for example, when you ate that food, did you start feeling sleepy? Did you get hives? Did you get a headache? Did you have some kind of sudden reaction? And then you want to see if the food is the cause. So what you do is you don't eat the food for a while.
Subtract it from
your diet. Usually the food particles and everything, they say give it 2 weeks to clear totally out of your body. So don't give up till after you've done that for 2 weeks, and see if you would still feel that same way. Now, if you don't feel that same way, you can reintroduce the food and then see if you then feel that way. So now we have a cause and effect.
Okay.
So you do that for a lot of different foods till you realize the particular foods that cause you an issue. So that's what we call the rotation diet or hypoallergenic diet. People are encouraged to eat 70% complex carbs. So complex carbs are not like your cake or your bread. It's more the foods that have lots of fiber in them. So that gives them a lot of energy.
Please give an example, like what?
Of a complex carb. Okay, what's a complex carb?
If you say lots of fiber.
I'm trying to think Nigerian food complex carb. No, wheat would not be a complex carbs. So they're just things like oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, potatoes, beans, peas, right, stuff like that, but not like baked goods and stuff. You're just doing more damage. But basically things that have a high fiber content. High fiber too is usually really good. And you can always get a fiber supplement. Foods rich in zinc, vitamin C, and again our B complex. Meat, beans, garlic, onions. You should stay away from sugar, like I said earlier on, baked goods, refined foods, processed foods, coffee.
Hang on a second, doctor. We should stay away from sugar if we find ourselves having this syndrome. However, there have been findings, I'm not too sure if these are correct, but that sugar would actually excite you.
But then it'll make you crash.
Yeah, but you crash.
And you get even more tired.
Yeah.
It takes you on a high and then drops you.
Right, exactly. Yep. So that's the problem with sugar. I mean, sugar is bad for any kind of disease you have.
Or just in general.
Excess sugar, and then like those sugar, table sugar. I mean, you get sugar from other places. All carbohydrates are kind of sugars. But those, like I said, you want to take the complex ones versus the simple ones. Then you don't want to ingest more than a certain amount of sugars per day. I mean, you get sugars from fruits also in the form of fructose, but even that, you want to not overdo it, basically.
Tell you what, let's do a break now. Lagos to remember now. Send in messages. The doctor is in the studio to answer them. 08094440981, the number to send in your WhatsApp messages to inside of Smooth Health here this evening. We'll be right back. Do stay tuned.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Stay tuned.
Smooth Health on the Drive in association with Avon HMO. This is Coyote Bakari, and you and yours are listening to Smooth 98.1.
A proud moment when my sister Sarah told me she was starting her makeup business. I really wanted to help her start off well. So when she said to me,
Brother Tunji, shake body now and support my ministry,
I answered, the support you need now is an Avon HMO health plan.
An Avon HMO health plan?
Yes, dear. I explained that because her health is very important, with an Avon HMO health plan, she won't have to self-medicate or spend money on hospital bills. Finally, I said, I'll subscribe for you online and pay for the first year. But from next year, you'll renew it by yourself.
Hey, thank you, brother me.
Visit AvonHealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
This is Jamoke of The Midnight Mistress. Love is a great tale that resonates when I tell it. Love is when I see my family in the morning and they tell me I'm lovely and beautiful to look at. Love is riveting audiobooks that transport me to another realm, another life, another destiny. Love is you and me and Smooth 98.1.
Love music. Love life. Smooth 98.1.
Hello, this is Jessica Bongo. When I think of music, I think of a safe place. I think of comfort. Music to me is therapy. Music heals my soul. Music makes my day better and eases all of my worries. Music to me is everything. Love music, love life. Smooth 98.1.
Smooth health on the drive.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Stay tuned.
Smooth Health on the Drive, in association with Avon HMO.
And welcome back to Smooth Health. Here on the Smooth Drive, we're talking chronic fatigue syndrome, and you can send in your messages 0809-444-0981. Dr. Dami, where did we leave off?
Yeah, we're talking about nutrition stuff.
To avoid.
Right. So I think next up we can talk about things you can discuss with your doctor, like other ways, like detoxification ways, certain minerals, vitamins you can take.
We got questions, however.
Oh, nice.
0809-444-0981. The number to send in your WhatsApp messages to Hello Dr. Dami. Does this mean if I'm out of my comfort zone and I change environment that I haven't really adapted to, so I get stressed every day, and this leads to me being tired frequently, does it mean I have fatigue, or does this mean I'm going to have the syndrome sometime in life? Jenny Keja, very curious. She's scared.
Well, it's so funny because what you're describing to me sounds like jet lag. When you leave an area and go to another area, especially if it's a different time zone, definitely everybody's tired. When you sleep for like a week, but though you're normal, yeah, that happens to everybody. Like I said, with the chronic fatigue, we're still trying to figure out what the cause is. We know some viruses are implicated, some immune system issues. So the only time you should be worried is maybe if you have a close relative that is exhibiting the symptoms, then you might be more prone to getting it. But that just sounds to me like regular fatigue.
Got another one here, Dr. Dami. Hello, Dr. Dami. Does chronic fatigue syndrome make you less productive and forgetful as it goes by? Please, I'd also love to know if it's something you get born with. I think you just answered that. If not, at what age does it tend to develop, asks Glory from Brandon. Do kids have it?
Not that I have seen. Again, like I said, there are different causes of why a person can be chronically fatigued. Right, so we need to understand that first. Chronic fatigue can be a symptom of another disease. People that have cancer are chronically fatigued. Now, the chronic fatigue syndrome I'm talking about is we've ruled everything else out, but we still cannot find a cause for their chronic fatigue. So we put them under this syndrome. Now, I think the person also asked if it comes with pain.
No, she didn't, but not in God.
Does it? Yeah. Some people have pain, which is why I said earlier on that it can be linked to fibromyalgia, which we'll talk about once we're done with the chronic fatigue. So they do have pain. With the bond within question, again, I don't know. The research is still out on that, what actually causes this. So yeah, maybe you have some special genes that turn on to then develop this issue. I have no idea, but I think because it's more in women, there's definitely a hormonal component to it.
Final question here. Does this affect your self-esteem in any way, Dr. Dami?
Yes, and I think I remembered some other part of the previous question about affecting your, I think she was trying to say quality of life in the sense that you're tired all the time. Yes, these people can never get out of bed. And even when they do get out to do minor tasks, they probably need like 2 days to recover. So walk is an issue, but then again, there are different severities of it. There's people that do have chronic fatigue syndrome, and can still function relatively, so they can still go to work, but by the time they get home, they are like so tired. Or maybe the people you see sleeping at work all the time. It's not everybody that is sleeping at work that is lazy. Some of them have, there are issues going on in people's lives.
Are there like drugs that could actively pick these people up, and for how long can they continue to use said drugs, if there are any?
Okay, so the issue again remains that we don't know the cause. To know the cause, we have to.
There's no
right.
There's no way to
exactly. So, like I said earlier, the doctor will give you an antidepressant.
That's a pick
right. Yes, exactly. That's a pick me up.
How long could you use it for then?
Everybody's different. It depends on the case.
Could people get addicted to antidepressants?
Yeah, there's some people that are antidepressant all their lives.
Wow.
Yeah, because once you get off it, you begin to crash. Because your body's already your body's already dependent on it.
Wean yourself.
So it takes you a while to exactly. So I mean, certain symptoms can be treated. Like a lot of doctors will use steroids. Steroids is for any disease you don't know what the cause is. Again, they always use steroids.
Aren't steroids so severe?
I know. I mean, depending on the dosage, yes, it can cause bone thinning of the bone. Lungs issues, exactly. So, I mean, it's not a joke, right? So, if you need it, but then these people don't want to sleep for a whole week straight, so everybody does what they need to do. But sometimes everybody has different symptoms, so each symptom can be treated with a certain drug. Does that make sense? So that brings me to what can you do alternatively, like what can you do at home or what can you do with natural stuff. So again, you support and enhance the immune system by taking immune boosting foods or herbs. Garlic, onion, ginger, stuff like that are usually good. Detoxification, so eliminate like heavy metals from your body. I mean, you would probably have to say a doctor that specializes in natural stuff to be able to do that. There are certain pills you can buy that can help you eliminate heavy metals, but again, you want to do that under the supervision of a doctor. There are evidence or studies out there that people that have done certain things like that have been able to recover or have improved their quality of life. Also, people that have gotten ways to eliminate viruses from their bodies have been able to have a better quality of life. But that's the other issue. It's very hard for us to kill viruses, which is why we have issues with things like HIV and stuff like that. Bacteria, yes, we have the upper hand on them. We have the antibiotics. For the viruses, yes, we have some retroviral stuff, but they suppress the viruses.
They don't cure them.
Isn't it that you can kill the virus, but it's keeping the cell alive? That's the problem. I mean, you can destroy it rather with certain chemicals, but
I think you're thinking cancer.
No cancer. I must be wrong. I'm not the doctor. I should have.
Well, I'm not. I'm trying to think of a case that would be done. I mean, with HIV, for example, they are suppressing something called CD4 cells, which is an immune cell which the HIV virus is living in or is replicating in. But are they attacking the virus itself? There are ways to attack it indirectly that would let the virus die. But we don't have an antibiotic that we have for bacteria. Like we don't have this is the medication for this particular virus. So it's hard to kill viruses. But I mean, like I said, maybe in the future we would get there one day where we have like our good viral killing agents.
We have about 5 minutes, and I can't wait for you to talk about that bit you were...
Oh yeah, I mean, we haven't even talked about fibromyalgia.
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, the last thing I'll say about chronic fatigue is reduce like meat consumption, reduce like excessive amino acids, things like glutamate, glycine, stuff like that. Amino acids.
What kind of foods have those?
Proteins, meat, especially. So once you reduce that and you make sure that no supplement, like people that do like bodybuilding and stuff, they're usually taking like glycine powders and stuff like that. So you don't want to be doing any of that stuff while you have chronic fatigue. You also want to do a lot of liver cleansing herbs. But I already kind of said that earlier on. You can use stuff like garlic, ginger and stuff to just cleanse the general body. You want to make sure you're not constipated. You want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Exercise is also good, even though you're very tired. You kind of need to increase your circulation when you have this issue, so exercise is good. Okay. I mean, there's certain supplements out there too that people have used, something called colostrum. So colostrum is actually the first milk that the mother produces when she has a baby. But it has really high, it's very dense in nutrients. So these people also have very deficient in nutrients. So there are actually pills you can buy that are called colostrum, and we also even use it for fertility too. I use it a lot for my fertility patients. You can buy them. I mean, sorry, it's not human colostrum, it's cow.
Does it also have a lot of antibacterial colostrum? I'm wondering.
Yeah, it has immune boosting properties. So your immune system then starts to kill whatever viruses. Vitamin D is very, very important when treating chronic fatigue. It's called the sunshine vitamin. So if you're not getting out in the sun a lot, you should get vitamin D. Chlorophyll. I use a lot of chlorophyll for this condition too. So chlorophyll is like plant blood. Right, it's like plant hemoglobin. So what it does is chlorophyll is very oxygenated, and obviously because it's plant-based, it's very green. It's really good for detoxification also. So not only does it help oxygenate your blood.
She's talking about this. It's just I
know, right?
Do you get it in pills, or is this more
liquid? It's usually liquid, but yeah, you can get some pills of it. But
not just anyone, or is it just anyone?
Any chlorophyll? Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody that makes chlorophyll, I'm sure they're making it correctly. Really? They should be making it correctly at least. I mean, don't go and grind some plants by yourself.
Yeah, which is what I'm trying to stop people from doing.
Right, but then again, you can do like your ewedu, your wheatgrass and stuff like that, juices. But then the chlorophyll itself is very concentrated, and you just need like drops of it in water, and then you can get that good oxygenation. Then just a couple of points with fibromyalgia. So fibromyalgia again is one of those syndromes. We don't really know what causes it. It's like all-round body pain. The doctor needs to feel different areas of your body in order to be able to diagnose you as having fibromyalgia. So once you have the constellation or the right amount of symptoms or number of pain points around your body, then you can be diagnosed as having fibromyalgia. And this is pain that just doesn't go away for a couple of months. So yes, we do have normal back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. It doesn't mean you have fibromyalgia. But fibromyalgia is like, someone just hits my thigh, out, someone hits my back, out, someone hits my hand, out. Everywhere is painful. Usually called trigger points, like all your trigger points are like on fire. Wow. So with that one, a lot of different things can cause body aches. So the most important thing to do with fibromyalgia is rule out other conditions, which is the same thing they do with chronic fatigue. So once you've ruled out every other thing with blood tests and examinations, and you can't find anything wrong, and you have enough of those pain points around your body, then they say you have fibromyalgia.
You said it's also linked with depression?
Yes, this is another one that you get antidepressants for if you go complaining about it. But again, like I said, I think doctors are a bit more aware now.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of doctors send patients to me for acupuncture.
Okay.
Because acupuncture has shown to work for
they do that in
fibromyalgia. I do that.
Oh.
What? you guys didn't know I do acupuncture?
I have no idea.
I've been saying I do natural stuff. What did you think I was doing?
When I think acupuncture, I think Asian people. I do not think...
That is so funny. One of my nurses looks Asian anyway.
Well, there we go.
But no, I do chiropractic stuff. I do acupuncture.
How exactly does it work? What is...
Where you get those needles
this is not an acupuncture. I cannot start and finish it.
It's always very
We need an entire show.
Okay, let me just quickly explain my thoughts, because I did regular medicine. I did Masters in Healthcare Administration, so I came from the evidence-based world and I jumped into what some people would term non-evidence, even though that is changing now, and I obviously have reasons for switching careers because I was seeing more results with this so-called non-evidence-based stuff than I was when I was doing my regular medical stuff.
Regular medical it's just pumping the pharmaceuticals. It's
I said that, not dummy.
No.
It is. It's selling their products.
Let them not come after me.
Whereas what Eastern medicine is it's a little more health-based.
I know more about the patient, more focused. Like I spend on average with a first-time patient, I'm talking to them for an hour and a half, understanding their life history, understanding when the disease process started. That's the only way I can help you cure. If I just sit with you for 5-10 minutes, how do I know what's wrong with you? It's not just about the headache. There's a reason why you have the headache. So that's why it's important for me to sit with you and understand why you have the headache, which can be different things, totally different things, and then we go from there. Anyway, you had asked about acupuncture. So because I have this wide knowledge of other types of medicines and regular medicine, I was able to, obviously with additions of other studies and stuff, understand for myself how I feel acupuncture works. So what it is you have different points, you have distant points, and you have points on the areas of pain. Now, all through your body, you have things called arteries and veins. They're all connected. In medical school, there was my first, I think it was biology, anatomy 101. Our final exam, two questions we had that brought this home for me was trace a drop of blood from your little toe all the way to your middle finger. So basically what you have to do is know every artery and vein, know what artery and vein connects to the next artery and vein, to the next artery and vein, till you get to your middle finger.
Like a roadmap.
Exactly. So that just opened my eyes and said, wow, the body is so connected. Like there's nothing disconnected from the body. So yes, we had to know that. And then the other question that followed was, if you get shot in the chest, name every vessel and in a particular area of the chest, name every vessel and every like skin level. So there's pericardium, there's all manners of things that the bullet will pass through to come out the other side. So again, I have to know like the inner workings of the body. And obviously we dissected the cadavers, which are the dead bodies. And we could see for ourselves how all the nerves and exactly. So we had that doing the practical too. So anyway, when I did go into, because I had to do 3 years of Chinese medicine to be able to do acupuncture. Yes, 3 years after medical school. So basically what I realized is if somebody has like a toothache, so the toothache is in their jaw, I don't necessarily have to put a needle in their jaw. I can put a needle right in like their area of the thumb and the finger, the thumb and the second finger.
Yes.
Right, you press that way, you have a headache. Yes, good job.
Thank you.
Jaw pain. So see, our body was telling her naturally to press that area.
I read it somewhere.
Oh, you read it somewhere?
Listen, I'm so sorry.
We got to do an acupuncture show.
Interesting, but we've overshot our timing.
I'm almost done. Today. Are you sure I shouldn't finish?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but we've really gone over time. But can we have one show on just how the body works and all the different bits and stuff? Not that people should go and start tricking themselves needles, though, but just so that we're aware that everything's connected. Would you please do one show like so?
She's like, no, I'm not telling my secrets. You got to come visit
3
her.
years of Chinese medicine.
I'm not going to let it all out for free on the radio. Just thank you for coming in.
On the surface.
This was good. Thank you. We'll get the information off air. You all stay tuned. Smooth Drive. And head over to Avon HMO on on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And their email is practicaltips@avonhealthcare.com, 0902-247-1470. You can call them. Thank you so much, Dr. Dami.
Thank you, Dr. Dami.
All right.
Alrighty.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness of
Health information and tips for optimal well-being.
how to prevent it, detect, or treat
Every
it.
Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Smooth Health on the Drive in association with Avon HMO.
Smooth
A blend of only the best. Smooth music on your radio. Oh yeah. Smooth 98.1.
Oh yeah, dance.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness of
Health information and tips for optimal well-being.
how to prevent it, detect, or treat it.
Every Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Smooth Health on the Drive in association with Avon HMO.
My sweetheart. All right. You guys should let your aunt rest first. Before bombarding her with plenty talk. Wow, Bola, your kids are always vibrant. What's the secret, my dear? The secret is our family health plan from Avon HMO. Avon HMO? Yes, so since my husband bought the Avon HMO plan for our family, the burden of paying hospital bills and self-medication is completely removed from us. With their quick response and excellent service, we enjoy correct peace of mind.
Sister. Well done, Mother of the year.
I hear you.
Visit avonhealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO.